Hello, I'm James Dean Bradfield from the Manic Street Preachers. I love One Love Festival.
It's not a war, just the end of love, just like before, but it's never enough, but it's never enough.
Have you had a chance to look around the festival?
No, we've only just got here, and we were working in the studio before we came here, so I got here last night and I went, I fell asleep, but I had a great walk around the city today and stuff, and we've just arrived here at the festival site.
Okay. I have a couple of questions for you. So the band has been formed in the 80s. So, you know, there are lots of music changes in the music scene, the genres, the mainstream stuff. So how did these changes affect you and your music?
I don't know, I think as a band we're used to things changing around us. I mean, we formed in 1985, and then there's been many scenes since we were formed. You know, there was the Manchester thing, you know, there's the Seattle thing, there was the Britpop thing. You know, we lived through rave, so we're very used to things changing around us all the time. But I suppose, you know, the biggest change we've ever experienced is the present day, where people don't really buy physical records anymore, where the idea that music is for free. So I think we were lucky that we started releasing records in the early 90s, because we have many people that have grown up with us and shared the experience with us, whereas for new bands now I think it is harder.
It looks like from outside we can define the Manic Street Preachers as political, serious and kind of elegant. But supposedly there are big storms in the group. How do you balance things inside and out?
I don't know, I've always thought that our group was at its best when it was 50% pretentious and 50% stupid. And I think we've always walked a very fine line. You know, sometimes we are too pretentious for our own good, and sometimes we are just incredibly big, stupid rock and roll band. No, and that's cool. It's a good balance. It's fun, and it makes you just know that you're going to be interested as soon as you walk into the rehearsal room when you're in this band. So that's cool. You know, tension is a good thing, and sometimes making mistakes is a good thing. I think that's the best advice you can ever give to any other bands. You know, tension is something to thrive on, and mistakes are something to learn from.
So if I ask you to describe your music career periodically, period by period, how many you can count?
I think we have had 5 summers as a band. I always feel, I don't know, there was the beginning, there was situationist punk, then there was British classic rock, then there was Rebirth, and now I don't know what this period is.
It's like a short summary of the group. Thank you about that. So 11 studio albums has been released from MSP, but just think that a music listener hasn't heard about your band, and which one should he or she start to listen?
I think if somebody was to introduce themselves to our band as a fresh listener, I think they should listen to Motorcycle Emptiness. If you tolerate this, your children will be next, and Faster.
So what are the importance of the lyrics for the Manic Street Preachers?
For me, I'm not the lyricist. I've only written a small amount of lyrics within our history. Nick and Richey in the band are the main lyricists. And for me, you know, the lyrics are probably the start point of any song. I write most of the music to the lyrics, and I need lyrics in front of me to inspire music. And I think it's because we come from a very working class left-wing background in the valleys of South Wales, where there was a big tradition of the working classes self-educating themselves. So literature and finding books off your own, with your own motivation, was a very strong thing for our community, and I think that transferred into the band. And I've always I realised at an early age that books transported me to other places. They taught me things, and also perhaps made you a better person. So when it came to being in a band, the lyrics were so important.
The group cares much about the social responsibilities and politics. So I want to ask, in your opinion, which is the most important thing that have to change in the world right now?
Oh, right now, I would always kind of like try and hope that if somebody has been a fan of ours for a long time, that they realise that there is always an intellectual choice. They're kind of like, I don't really believe in political apathy. A lot of people in Britain say, oh, I did not vote because all politicians are the same. I don't think that's ever true. I think there is always a choice. Even if you don't believe your vote is going to count, it's still important to exercise it. But I must say, you know, those things are important to us, but sometimes it's just important to rock out and just go mad, you know, and sometimes it's just important to be just a dumb musician.
Just like before, but it's never enough. But it's never enough.
You still think that the drums were louder than war?
I did not say this. It was Fidel Castro said this, not me. I don't ever want to find out if we are louder than war. I'd like to remain in ignorance.
You know, there are so many Manic Street Preachers fans out there in Turkey. So what would you say to them?
The last time we played here was at a festival, and I had a great day. I had great food, I met great fans, and I think we played a great set, you know, and I met lots of fans after, and the fans were actually very devoted and slightly mad, which is cool. So I hope it's the same this time.
I think some of them are over here.
Hopefully, mad is good.
The children